Hello and welcome to the Sound Lab podcast interviews, unedited. On today's show, interviews from Tasmin Archer, Unbelievable Truth, Snake Eyes, Hamartia, and we throw back to Truck Festival 2022 to chat to Only the Poets. But without further ado, let's crack on with our first interview of the show, and it comes from Brit Award winner Tasmin Archer, who we had a chat with to talk about new music and more. So, Tasmin Archer, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, great stuff. So after this interview, we'll be playing a new single of yours called Free Fall. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Yeah. Well, Free Fall is about unconditional love, unconditional love of freedom, really. And it's on one level, it's a romantic song, of course, but on another level, it's just about having unconditional love of oneself and then going into a relationship as a whole person, if you like, and that other person also doing the same. So it's there are many levels to it, but yeah, it's just about unconditional love.
Nice. And that's off your brand new record, which is out
Yeah,
now. A cauldron of random notes. What can we
yeah.
expect to hear on the record for those who've not had chance to listen to it yet?
Well, I think that there's quite a diverse range of emotions on there and musical flavors. So, but I think that the whole album works really cohesively. It's the way that we worked it, and we wanted the album to have um, a feeling like you're reading a book, if you like, and the chapters in the book. So yes, it's just a blend of musical flavors, and there's a whole heap of different emotions going through it.
Good. And the sound that you made with the record, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing and recording it?
I think that we had in mind that we wanted to have a very sort of warm sound and also quite a diverse sort of range um, of atmospheres and landscapes within each song. So we had to kind of look for the instrumentation that we felt and the sounds that we felt worked really well with the melody and the lyrics. And that's the main thing that has the main center stage. So everything else has to back that up.
Nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again further down the line, or is it a case of starting afresh when the time comes?
Yeah, we had a bunch of songs. We had a big large catalogue of like hundreds and hundreds of ideas, all in different stages of completion. And when we came to have a look at the songs that we were perhaps going to choose from those selection of 100, just 100 out of all the others, we came up with 30 that we wanted to start to have a plan to then put together and finish. And from that 30, then we chose those songs for a cauldron of random notes. But there are obviously a lot more now in the pipeline, and there'll be albums and EPs in quick succession rather than waiting maybe 10, 12 years, 20 years. How long it's been, I don't know.
I know. I think I read 2006. I think the last record came out.
Yeah, that was our first independent record. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
come
our
it took you
life's
so long?
priorities. Sorry?
How come it took you so long to come back?
Yeah, well, at that time, after we'd finished and that had run its course, we'd actually done everything ourselves. And I think that was just such a steep learning curve for us that we felt we needed a bit more time then to just breathe and then think about what we were going to do next. And as time went on, our life priorities were changing. And we were looking at our musical directions were changing as well. So we were diversifying in like going into different types of media and music and looking at sync and film and things like that. And then we sort of reluctantly came to the decision that we weren't going to release any more new music. Um, and so we thought, well, we'd gone through all of that. And then it came up to sort of like the pandemic time when we had time to take stock and look at things. And um, we had to listen to all this, well, most of the songs that we'd done and we hadn't completed. And we thought, well, you know what? They're not too bad, actually. We quite like them. So we thought, well, we've just finished it and put no pressure on ourselves to put them out or anything like that. And so that's how that came about.
Nice, nice. And you originated in the music world back in the early 90s and winning that Brit Award as well.
Mm.
What's it like now writing and releasing music compared to back then?
I think now because we're independent, I think the writing of the music isn't any different. It's just the promotion of it, and having to put your finances or your attention in certain areas and be strategic about that, so that you're not just throwing things away and not doing things in the right way. And because it's just myself and John Hughes, my long-time partner and writing partner, we do everything ourselves. And so, yeah, we've got to be strategic about where we put our attention and our finances and things like that. So, yeah, it's different in that respect.
Yeah, I can well imagine. And you mentioned about the writing as well. I'd like to talk about it a little bit more. How do tracks normally start off for yourself?
Yeah, there's one or two ways that we do it. We either sit down and make a time together and we spend the whole day just jamming out ideas, and we record those ideas, and from those ideas then we develop them on them, produce a demo and see how that fares. And if they sound good as a song on their own, like when I say on their own, just vocally and acoustic guitar, then we know that it's a sign that it's a good song, and then we work from there. Or sometimes I'll go away and I'll find an idea, and get a loop idea or some guitar, and I'll just cut things up and make something, and then bring it back to John, and John will have a listen to it, and he'll say whether or not we think we could develop that. Sometimes he has an idea on his own and he has maybe a loop or a guitar riff or something, and he'll hand it to me. I'll go away and think about the melody line and some lyric lines, and that's how we then work from there.
Yeah, and then I know a lot of artists struggle sometimes when it comes to the lyrics side of things. What's it like for you?
Well, I start off with like a couple of lines here and there. When we wrote Sleeping Satellite, I had Blame You for the Moonlit Sky and the trees that died, or things like this, which it wasn't, and then there's some sort of nonsense lines that you have, and then you have vowel sounds that keep the flow going. And so I just hand that over to John, and then John finishes the lyrics.
Let him sort it out. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's the plan now for you then? Because I'm sure this is normally the time when you probably head out on tour, but I don't think there's much announced just yet. What are you up to?
Well, right now we're in the process of the release, obviously, which happened on Friday, and so it's only been out for 2 or 3 days or something, and so yeah, we're just going to push on with that, and we're releasing another video to go with Free Fall, and then we're actually just going to be promoting the actual album and doing whatever else that we need to do to highlight that and get that out there. And then once that's run its course, we'll be working on the next batch of songs that we want to put out.
Do you think you'll do some live dates?
I hope so. It's just if the flow's going the way it is, we just don't want to interrupt that flow. With it being just myself and John, we're going to have to kind of like take time away from writing and even plugging things, to rehearse maybe a small setup of a band, and then look at how we're going to go forward from there.
Yeah. Do you think you'll keep that UK based, or do you think you might head overseas at some point as well?
Well, it would be nice to head overseas. Yeah, I don't mind. It depends. It depends on what happens here in the UK, with the shows and things like that, whether it's worthwhile or whether we're able to do that. Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Tasmin Archer. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab Yes on all the socials, and you can also check out the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So while you go and find us on all of those and give us some follows, we're going to play you our next interview from Unbelievable Truth. Had a chat with them at Truck Festival to talk about new music and more, and this is what they had to say. Unbelievable Truth, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Really good, thank you.
Yes,
Good.
thank you. Yeah.
You're here at Truck Festival. How's your festival experience been so far?
Andy, how's your festival experience been?
Yeah, I've been camping with the family and doing the whole thing. It's been really nice. Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah. Was camping your choice?
I was persuaded that it would be a good thing to do, and it was.
Was it?
Largely.
Good. Got any good bands?
Any highlights?
I enjoyed the last dinner party last night. That was really good. Yeah. And I have to say, the exact opposite was actually the best thing that I've seen so far. Which is Nigel's.
Oh, thank you. That's my other band. We just played, so I played and then rushed over here to do this interview with Unbelievable Truth. So yeah,
busy day for you
busy
then.
day. Yes, 2 gigs.
Did the last one go well?
I think so. I mean, Andy liked it. That's all I really care about.
That's it. Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
And you guys ready for later?
More or less. Yeah, I think so. I mean, why not, right? It's been a great festival. Wandering around with friends and family, and short bus journeys home. Yeah, fantastic. And local yokels, so it's nice and easy.
Yeah, and it's been great hanging out on the V&V stage. I don't know if you've got over there much, but
nope.
It's kind of it's Oxford bands. It's lots of people we know. That's kind of I've been very much enjoying it over there.
Good. Once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
Well, we've got an album coming out in September. Our first album for 25 years, Rich Inner Life. And there's a single in early September as well. So the album's September the 26th. And then we've got a UK tour coming up in October to support that. So kind of worrying about that. I mean, preparing for that is what we've got to do.
And why is it taking you so long to get this next record out?
Lazy. Really lazy. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
Andy left the band, which was the main issue. I mean, I would say that was fundamental.
Yeah, that caused a bit of a hiatus. For 25 years, pretty much. But yeah, last year, so 24 years maybe. Last year we decided to get going again, and it's been a really lovely experience for us, writing especially, and recording a new album. So yeah, it's not that we've been trying for 25 years, but we've finally finished. It's taken us about a year after a short break of 24 years.
Well, we didn't even really decide to come back together to make an album. We were actually getting back together to do a show for the 25th anniversary of our debut, which many people seem to like. But then as soon as we started rehearsing, we started writing. There's a kind of chemistry between the three of us that as soon as we sat somewhere and playing instruments, stuff just starts falling out. And as soon as it did, it was like, we're going to make something of this.
Good. Yeah, and with the new record on the way, the sound that you've made with it, is it the sound you wanted, or the kind of how it turned out in the studio?
Yeah, I think it was what we wanted. Yes. What you wanted?
It's what I wanted.
Okay, what you wanted?
Yeah, it's like it's slightly different from the old sound, but it's not like we consciously went right. We must make a statement about how we are now a different band.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a bit maturer and keyboard based, I guess. Yeah, I think it does sound like a really natural step forward from what we were doing.
I mean, you know, there'd be some kind of step forward in 25 years, otherwise it would as badly.
Yeah. And I'd like to talk about the writing side of things. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Telepathically. I mean, it certainly for most of the best stuff, it's the three of us in a room and somebody will do something. So like, for instance, let's use a concrete example. I'll literally almost lean on the keyboard and go, oh, that sounds nice. And Jace will immediately join in on the bass. And Andy will kind of look at us for a moment and then play something on guitar and start singing. And then kind of 10 minutes later, we've got 4 bits and we put them together and it's like, oh, there's a song. Should we have some tea? You know, it sometimes it is that easy. It's difficult to describe because it's so organic and natural between us. I think, at least, that's my experience of the whole thing.
Yeah, we've been doing like more over WhatsApp than we did 25 years ago. And that happens too. That works. But it takes a lot longer to do things that way.
Yeah.
But when we actually do, the three of us get together in a room for any period of time, then everything just happens really, really quickly. It's just a shame that we now live quite far apart, so it doesn't happen as often as we'd like, that we do spend time in a room together.
Yeah, what was it like kind of recording it this time? Because obviously 25 years ago, the recording process would have been quite a bit different, I imagine, from what it was like this last couple of years?
Yeah, well, I mean, also 25 years ago we were on a major label, so and the only way to record things then was recording studios. So yes, markedly different in that I kind of we wrote it all. We did fairly comprehensive demos, so we knew how it was going to sound, and then almost on my own, I went off to a rehearsal room because I've got recording set up, recorded all the drums. Chase came in, recorded some guitars, and I went to bass, and then we went to Andy's house and recorded guitars and vocals. So it was a little bit piecemeal, but it was really fun. It was perhaps technically more challenging, but I remember it being a lot more relaxing than.
Yeah. Lots of laughs going on. I hope we've still got some of the recordings of there was lots of joking about while we were doing takes and stuff, and probably some of that is on the hard disk.
It's all on hard drive. Yes.
We can bring out an album of outtakes.
I'm sure it'll go down really well. I do. And you mentioned the tour coming up as well. How prepared are you, and how are you going to kind of set your set list, catering the new album and the old stuff as well?
Question that one.
Yes. Well, I mean, in terms of preparedness, considering we've got a gig in about an hour and a half, hopefully we're fairly prepared. I mean, it is a slightly difficult one for the festival. We're definitely leaning more towards older stuff that people know.
Yeah.
Trying to drown out.
It's a good idea.
I don't know. But I think all three of us feel like this new album is the best thing we've done. So certainly I think we'd like to play as much of it as people listening can stand. And we do have quite an understanding audience, I think, who will kind of go with us. Yeah, is that right? Do you think, Jason?
I think that's correct, yeah. I think we've got the balance right for festivals, which is slightly leaning towards the older stuff. But I think for the tour we've got to kind of split the difference a little bit more. And stretch our audience slightly.
Yeah, stretch them.
Yeah. And do you think we'll have to wait another 25 years for the next record, or do you think it might be a bit sooner?
I think it's going to be much sooner. We've already got 2 or 3 in the bag and lots of bits, because naturally we've been together a little bit more. Even when we've been trying to rehearse and prepare for a gig like this, there'll be moments when somebody's playing something and we take 5 minutes to play through it and go, okay, there's another half a song. So, I mean, I want it to be much sooner. Year after next year, maybe. What do you think?
Next year, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
I think it's Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh, Natasha Bedingfield. Good.
There you go. Yeah. See, you get it all here at Track, so.
She's good, talented lady.
Don't know this one.
It's called Whoa, Whoa, Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Let me hear you say, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Unbelievable Truth from Truck Festival 2025. Now, if you're listening to us on Spotify, then you'll be pleased to hear we also have a fresh playlist coming your way. 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we feel like you might just enjoy yourselves. And if you want to check that out, head to the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk and click on our fresh playlist button. So while you go and save that playlist to listen to a little later on, we've got our next interview from Snake Eyes, who we also had a chat with at Truck Festival earlier this year. And we had a little chat with them all about new music. So, Snake Eyes, how are you?
What's good? We're very well. I speak for myself. How about you, Jim?
Very well, very hot. But yeah, good vibes. Happy days.
Yeah, here at Truck Festival. How's your festival experience been so far?
I'll be very honest with you. We arrived here, we sorted our passes out, we got to the stage, we set up and we played the gig, and then we came straight from there to here. But it's the job, it's what you do you know what I mean? And it's been fun. 3rd time in a row playing Truck Festival, 3 for 3. Probably be back next year, right? They've got to keep it going at this point.
Probably. Try and avoid the M25 on gig day is what we'd say. But other than that, beautiful. Very lovely.
Yeah, and I think I've interviewed you guys every year for the last 4 or so years now, and this is 2025 now. What have you been up to?
Yeah, that's right, because you caught us at Reading Festival when we were doing a DJ set, and then 3 trucks in a row. So yeah, there we go. We're keeping it going. What was the question? Sorry, I was just trying to think about the 4th one, but then I've nailed it.
What have you been up to?
What have we been up to? We've released a number of singles this year, all bangers, obviously.
Yep.
We've been playing quite a lot of shows. We toured UK and Europe with June Rats. That was a laugh, wasn't it? We did a couple of the last ever You Me at 6 shows. We've done a couple of fun bits with the Meths and with Kid Capici. Just locking in tunes and rocking out, really.
That's right. And we recorded our debut album, which is going to come out early next year.
Nice.
Spoiler alert.
Nice. Mic drop. Love it. How's it sounding?
Sounds really good. We did the drums in Brighton, and then we went to a studio in London to do the rest, and took some time to make guitars sound good, and they sound really ripping. It's rich, it's got lots of character, it's different to lots of the stuff we've done before, but also the stuff we've done before turned up to 11. Do you know what I mean? It's the debut album, it's a beautiful thing.
You got to smash it. And the sound that you made with it, is this the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out in the studio?
Good question. I feel like with debut albums a lot of the time it's just lots and lots of writing until you find the vibe, and then maybe on album 2 or album 3 it's maybe a bit more of a mission statement, and you write something that's more focused, thinking about bands that I like and looking at their discography. So Jimmy Boy wrote a plethora of songs. I told him which ones were wicked and which ones were not so wicked, and then we worked on the wicked ones together to kind of craft something that feels like a record and it has a nice flow to it. Yeah.
We're quite prepared when it comes to going into the studio. The demos sound near enough like the finished thing, so we're very, very prepared. So yeah, it's more better than the demos, but it's a mix of stuff. Yeah, it's great. I can't wait for it to come out, for people to get tucked into it. Yeah.
Sounds good. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those now?
I've got a lovely blender that he gave me. His relatives gave it to him for Christmas, and they already had one, so he gave it to me. So we just jam all those demos into the blender and make a nice broth. And we drink that down with some croutons, and yeah, it's all right. That's about it.
Regurgitate it for album 2.
I'm writing lots. Album 2 is very much underway already. You know, there's lots of stuff floating around. So usually the ones that don't make the cut, we're already on to the next thing and stuff. So there's maybe there'll be bits of lyrics or maybe a guitar bit that gets pinched, but we're always writing. It's always moving.
Do you know what direction you're going to take album 2 yet?
I mean, I'd be interested to see how album 1 is received, first of all. And not that, you know, it's that thing where, like, if people are really catching on to a certain vibe, it's important to recognise the fans, I think, because the fans are, you know, you wouldn't be there without them, do you know what I mean? But then try and combine that with what you want to do. So, you know, that's how I feel. I don't know if you have any strong feelings.
When we chat next year at a festival, we'll spill the beans then, but we're a bit stum on it for now, I think.
Okay.
Maybe to add that now we're 2 people, that'll probably play into the first record we've written just the best songs we can. Maybe with the second record, assuming we're still a gruesome twosome, we'll think about that in the writing. Consider it.
Boost it up to a 3-piece. 4-piece.
I reckon it's got to be like
5,
6 or something.
6.
Like, you know, like just don't mess about. Just get them all in.
I might leave, so we might go down to a 1-piece. Yeah.
Which one's which? Which one's Snake and which one's Eyes?
Drum solo.
We'll find out on album 2.
And I'm sure off the back of this record you're going to get loads of touring dates booked in. What are you hoping to be doing?
We've got quite an exciting schedule for the rest of this year. It's weird how, as the year goes on and you're sort of building up to album 1, you think, well, this will be the quiet year. But we got lots of good stuff, lots of good festivals. We're doing Vegan Camp Out, Rebellion Festival. We've got a UK tour with one of the most exciting rock bands in the country at the minute that we haven't announced. We're going to announce very soon. That's in September. and then we go over to Germany. We're on a bus for the first time, toured across Germany, and it's all quite exciting. But in terms of what we want to be up to next year, we've got a good record to put out, and I want to play those songs properly. So lots of good headline dates, and we'll just see what the future holds. Lots of festivals, lots more festivals.
A lot more of this, yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Snake Eyes from Truck Festival earlier this year. Now, if you're loving all of today's interviews, then you can listen to them all again in an edited form, alongside a load of new music and a live session on our 2-hour international radio show. You can find links to that on our website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, so you can listen to that after the show, of course. Now, while you go and save that for later, we've got our final new interview, and it comes from Hamartia. Had a chat with them at 2000 Trees Festival earlier this year, and this is what they had to say. So, Hamartia, how are you?
Oh yeah, we're all good.
Pretty very good.
Very well, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Very well.
You're here at 2000 Trees. How's your festival been so far?
Lovely. Bit warm.
It's been amazing, but very sweaty.
Yeah. I am really glad that I brought like a spray water mist. That has absolutely saved me.
Yeah, I've heard there's water pistols going around as well. So
I need to find that. I need to find whoever owns it immediately. Oh, nice. I love that. Yeah. So it's been sick. We've seen so many cool bands already. Absolutely loving it. It's so weird to like be at a festival with so many of your favourite childhood bands playing. It's weird but great. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not even that far from home. Brilliant. So good.
Even better. And we've been playing a single of yours called Bloom. Tell us a bit about the single.
Yes. So the song basically was written kind of after my last relationship, where I was kind of like, okay, this isn't the best, and I feel like we could both deserve better. I feel like that's the PG version. But yeah, kind of just, I guess it's kind of like an ode to myself in the sense of being like, I'm never going to settle for someone that doesn't, appreciate me. That's it. But it was a fun one to write because it was originally like a random demo which was completely different. Me and Matt wrote that years ago
on a hill.
Yeah,
we went to some hill because I was going through a horrible breakup at the time, and it was just nice.
Yeah, and then it kind of evolved from there, and now it's completely different.
Yeah.
Like they're not even the same, but it's so nice to have it out in the world. It's probably the most personal track personally for me to date, so it was quite revealing having it out there, but very nice. So
Yeah, good. And is this the start of kind of more new music to come? Is that the plan? What have you got to come as well?
Yeah. So you go.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got like an EP kind of written-ish. We've been working with a lot of people, which is nice. But hopefully, we've got one thing coming, TBD.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be drop, hopefully, and
Yeah, we want to try and start like officially working on like recording the EP before we release another single, just to like make sure that there's always something there. But yeah, I mean it's a bit like the songs that we're releasing now, like we've been playing them for a long time. They were written quite a long time ago, so it's really nice to start working on some new stuff that feels a bit more like it all feels like appropriate for us and it feels genuine. But this is like how we're feeling now, and it's like the EP is basically like we've all gone through some quite similar experiences over the last like year or 18 months, so it's nice to like have it out there and feel like we all particularly connect with the lyrics as well.
Yeah, it's not very many times, I guess, especially as a vocalist, where you're going to be writing about something that everyone is experiencing at the same time. So all of us have been like through quite a lot of loss in the last few years. So it's going to be so personal, and it's going to be really hard to play live. But I think it's going to be, it's going to resonate with people because everything is just grief-ridden basically in this EP. But it makes for good music. So
the best kind of music,
Positive. Yeah, some dark times. Yeah. And when it comes to the writing, how do the tracks normally start off for you guys?
It's like a guitar scratch track, really. We send a lot of stuff to each other because we all live in different places, not too far, but and then we come together all in a room and flesh it out a little bit more. Me and you especially. We'll just go together in a room and write a lot of stuff, and
and then they send it to me and Ben, and we go, Nah, I don't think so.
We're not releasing that.
Yeah, we're not releasing that.
So why have you programmed blast beats on this again?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Determined to get them in there. Once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next for you guys? You got some more shows?
Some more shows. We've got. We're writing, like finishing some more writing at the end of the month, because need to do it.
Yeah, we've got we're going to be recording an EP, and then starting to get everything ready for that really. So hopefully next year that will be out in the world. And then we're having a look at doing a little headline show, but it's going to be quite different from what we normally do, and it's going to be in the vein of our little acoustic set at Trees. So I'm very excited for that. It's going to be sick.
Sounds good to me. And I'd like to find out, as you guys are fairly new, I'd like to find out how you guys got together and what made you write this sort of music as well.
I guess me and James have known each other for a long time, since college really, but it's kind of happened at uni where we all met then and just reignited and just had a bit of fun writing together. So yeah, we're all just massive losers, really depressed, and then we're just like, wow, this is fun, isn't it?
Milk that.
We've got so much in common.
As all of our interests are quite aligned, and we're quite similar people, which makes it really easy. We don't really fight ever.
Yeah.
It's nice, and I think that's just, you want to keep that, stick that, keep it around.
Yeah. Excellent. You must have some things that you want to achieve as a band. If you had to pick one, what's kind of big thing on the bucket list you want to achieve?
I mean, it sounds embarrassing because we're here, but for us, it's always been playing Trees. We've been coming for years, and it always feels very much like a sort of home festival where we're here regardless of the lineup. Camp full of mates. It's really nice. It's just such a great community that I think actually doing an official Trees set, I think is would be a massive point for us. A massive point of we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely cry.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be a mess if that happens.
You just said
There's sun cream in my eyes. It's hurting.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Hamartia from 2000 Trees Festival earlier this year. Now, this is the part of the show where we like to throw back in time, and we're only going back a couple of years, back to 2022, where we had a little chat with Only the Poets. We've had a chat with them a number of times since, but this is the first time we had a chat with them, and this is what they had to say. So, Only the Poets. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. You're here at Truck Festival.
We are.
You've just rocked up.
Yep.
Travel problems this morning.
Yeah, we're here now, so it's all good.
Yeah, looking forward to your set later on.
Yeah, mate, we love this festival, man. We've played here a few times, 2018, 2019. It's good to be back, definitely.
Yeah, good, excellent. And you've been releasing new music this year. Forget My Name's the most recent one of yours. Tell us a bit about the single.
Yeah, so that song's kind of all about. I went through a kind of phase where I was realising I had a few toxic people in my life.
Yeah.
And it's all about kind of trying to remove those people and always kind of putting yourself first in those situations when it comes to your own mental health, really. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's been great, man. The response has been amazing, and yeah, it's a song we're really proud of.
Good. And are we giving up now towards a bigger body of work and into album territory yet?
Not quite, mate. I mean, we're good. Our plan is to just keep releasing new music, in a single form. It always changes, though. You don't really know. It's all dependent on kind of how it all goes. But yeah, mate, we're constantly writing, constantly recording, and yeah, just. With COVID, we didn't release as much music as we would have wanted to because we weren't sort of able to record and things. So the plan is now just to keep firing out tunes for everyone. So yeah.
Good. And what happened during that time during COVID when we were all at home, locked down? Was that the time where you simply spent a lot of time writing, or did you spend it with family and forget about the music?
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, COVID. One sort of good thing that came out of it for me is I learned a lot about myself. I think a lot of people did really, and I think I sort of developed as a writer as well. I think sort of wasn't really afraid to be really honest about what I was writing about.
Yeah.
And it was hard, man. Do you know what I mean? It was a really difficult time for people. And we were able to release an EP during COVID because we basically used songs that had already been recorded. So that was fun. You know, putting out some music in that period was great because obviously we couldn't tour or anything, so it was tough. But I think when it comes to the writing side of it, I definitely really sunk my teeth into kind of just loads of new music. So yeah, it was good.
Good, and you've had the pleasure of being back on the road and doing some gigs and tours and things. So what was it like stepping foot on stage for the first time after COVID?
Amazing, mate. It was absolutely amazing. Just the big. It's always a release anyway.
Yeah.
You always get that real like big release of energy. But it was that sort of like on steroids. It was amazing, man. Honestly, like the feeling we had, and you just realise how much you've missed it. Do you know what I mean? So it was unbelievable, mate. And the first show we actually did was like proper show away. Was we played in Iceland, which was cool. So quite a niche place. So yeah. It was amazing.
Good. And people will want to see you on tour and doing some live stuff. So what's the plan once you finish here this weekend? Where are you heading off to? What's the plan next?
So tomorrow we're playing Water Pop Festival in Holland. So I'd love to stay around. I mean, Bombay is one of our favourite bands, so we can't stick around for them. But off to Holland tomorrow, and then we've started our headline European tour on Sunday. So we're off to Frankfurt, and then we're doing some cities in Germany, cities in Poland, we're doing Prague. We're doing, I can't even pronounce them. Aarhus in somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? I don't even know where I'm going. But yeah, man, we're starting. It's our very first ever headline European tour. So exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking towards the end of this year into next year, what is the plan? More tour dates coming up?
Yeah. So we actually quite fortunate. So we had a tour. Before this tour was organised, the one I'm talking about now, we sold a lot of tickets in October. So we came off the back of quite a big support slot, and so put that on sale in sort of March, April time. And so yeah, we're going all over Europe and UK again in October. Electric Ballroom's the bigger one in London, so excited to do that. And mate, just like I said, man, earlier, just releasing loads of new music, and then next year should be exciting. I think we're just going to try and keep as busy as possible, get out as much as possible, and release lots of music.
Yeah, and you want to get back into the studio as well. So one question I'd like to ask is when you step foot into that studio, you obviously have the demos done. You know what you're going to do, but how does it go from that demo stage to a finished product?
For us, we do a lot of the groundwork beforehand. So when we are in the studio, we sort of know exactly what we're doing. It is great sometimes. You do kind of sometimes feel like you get this surge of creative, like, I don't know, like inspiration when you're in these cool recording spaces, and sometimes it's beautiful. Like you'll come up with something completely different that's great, and that's amazing. But the boring answer is most of what we're doing when we go in there is we sort of know exactly what we want. But yeah, it's also a really fun part of what we do, man. You know what I mean? Recording's wicked. Like being creative and recording the music, and like with the lads, is amazing because we're like best mates. You know what I mean? So it's just a laugh as well.
Good. And have you tried things in kind of before you get to the studio, in the studio, just to see if they work? And is there anything that was ridiculous and you can't believe you ever tried it?
Yeah, that happens a few times. It does happen. Yeah, I mean, like you do sometimes feel like I said, sometimes you'll get someone have an idea that wasn't really originally planned, and it sounds great, and then you roll with it, and you can record that part, and then you can always. The beautiful thing about music as well is you can listen to it sort of even 2 days after and think, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's great, or oh, that's terrible. Yeah, we do experiment a little bit, because you've got to. Yeah. You've got to a little bit, but yeah, most of it is done sort of beforehand.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Only the Poets from Truck Festival 2022, and that's the end of the show. For another week, I am afraid, but don't worry, we will be back next week with another episode of our podcast. But if you can't wait until then, social media at The Soundlab, yes, on all the socials, and make sure you check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Interviews Unedited. Goodbye.